and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. He is a higher self-led healing soul journeys and spirit releases or release grounded case stories and practical tools, and of course an author to the author of the book Healing Soul Journeys, no other than Mr. Alex Martin B.
Thank you, Daniel, for having me, and I am very happy to be here and share my experiences from my therapies and about my book.
Welcome on Book 101, Mr. Alex. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Well, I am a scientist, I am a therapist, I am a explorer, consciousness explorer, and I am helping people find the root causes of their problems and heal them and release them so they can be in their full potential. I did over 1,000 sessions with people around the world. I work online and I share my findings in this book.
Mr. Alex Martin B. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. The title Healing Soul Journeys is evocative. How do you define soul journey and what makes its healing experiences?
Okay, so through history of the humanity, people had such experiences that they were traveling in time and space, and they had experiences of healing, experiences of prediction that came true, and all kinds of in between. Um, in many cultures, they were using, for example, plants to have such journeys. In recent history, people had and still have near-death experiences. People have astral traveling, or through breath work, they have also soul journeys. And these are not something that they made up because the results are real. They can heal from many problems, and also they can actually see so-called future. So what I am doing is using my voice and special techniques to assist anybody to have such soul journey without having let's say the accident and have near death experience. You don't have to do that. Also, you don't have to take any plants. You have everything inside you, and I am teaching you how to achieve this soul journey or astral travel or out of body experience. And healing is about guiding a person, not just to have a fun experience or explore, but also about finding the reason behind being stuck in life or having any physical or mental problems. And the evidence is in life. People that I assisted, they contact me after 1 week, few months, 1 year, and they describe how everything changed. How from a stuck, depressed, suicidal person, for example, they now have a company and they are happy doing their purpose in life. How a person that was alcoholic, she stopped drinking. Before she was drinking 12 years, and then after the session it was so easy for her to just say no, and she stopped drinking, became sober, and many such cases. So this is real energetical and spiritual work.
What was the inspiration for compiling these real life stories into book? Was there any defining message you saw emerging from these journeys?
Yes, this is, as a scientist, this is for me empirical um, experiment or knowledge that no matter what people are from, what background or beliefs they have, they can be Christians, they can be Hindus, they can be agnostic, they can be New Age type people. No matter what they think consciously, when they are in trance, the same truth, the same description of the greater reality comes through them when they are, just allowing it to flow. So it's a way to examine this greater reality. And after thousands of sessions, I had this feeling, that there is a lot of knowledge, there is a lot of wisdom that people experienced during the session. So it would be a shame to just put it on my hard disk in the drawer. Instead, I published some of the sessions on YouTube. Like, people wanted to share raw recordings of the sessions. So also it's in the video form. But I know people like to read, so I love to read myself. So I also use this medium to share what we found.
How do you differentiate the concept of the higher self from other terms like intuition or conscience or the soul?
Okay, so I would like to remind the listeners that what I am sharing is what I found. This uniform knowledge that comes through people. What we found is that are about identity, because from this we can understand the other concepts. The first basic step is to understand that we are a spirit soul, eternal spark of the source, wearing a human costume and having a human experience. And as this spark of source, we are only a part of our greater self. The whole being or whole self cannot enter into the human costume because it's too much energy. So we fragment for a moment for the whole life. Let's say 4%, 5%, 10% of our higher self is entering into the one human body to have a human experience in order to learn, to evolve, to grow through challenges and lessons. So, but we are not disconnected from the greater self. We are still connected, and the voice of intuition is actually the voice of higher self. And it's different than the voice of the mind. The mind is more in the head, and it's talkative, neurotic, narcissistic, critical, usually low vibrational, full of fear, full of aggression. This is the mind. This is the human mind, which is like a computer, or yeah, like a computer of the human body, survival computer, let's say. But the intuition is more in the heart area, gut area, and it's frequency. It's like a feeling. Something feels right or something feels wrong. And this way, our higher self, greater self, is guiding us through challenges and lessons. But usually, the common person doesn't listen to the intuition much. They listen to the mind, and they get into more problems that they signed for. So it's about mastery, like the spiritual development. It's about mastering, listen, mastering listening to the higher self, and in this way having a perfect guidance through any problem, and just ignoring the mind, using the mind as a tool, as a useful computer to do the human stuff, having a job and family and so on. But it's not our teacher or guide, it should be our servant. So basically, this is the idea.
Mr. Alex, on the stories and the process of awakening, the book is based on real life stories. Can you share a glimpse of one story that particularly exemplifies a powerful awakening?
All right, so in the first chapter, there is a story of young girl, 22 years old, that were studying in London, and suddenly she became depressed, she became suicidal, and she came back to Berlin to her family, and she was locked, and she was just in her room, uh, and didn't want to do nothing. And of course, her mom was concerned, and her mom knew that had a feeling that there is something more going on. It's not only chemical imbalance that you can treat with chemical meds. So in the session, we discovered that there were external energies influencing her. When she was partying and drinking a lot of alcohol, having fun. When we drink alcohol and we take drugs, what happens is our natural energy barrier goes down, and then any external energy, lost soul or other types, can attach and then drain our energy. So this is what happened with her. During the sessions, she became aware that there are different consciousnesses attached to her field, and I guided these hitchhikers, parasites, I guided them to go where they belong, to the light. And after the session, the transformation was so sudden, so profound, that her mom wanted to have a session herself. So the girl came back to her study, and even she started on the side, starting a new project of opening the bakery. She always wanted to have a bakery, so not only she was studied, but now she had enough energy to start this project of bakery with friends. So this is one of so many different transformations that I witnessed. Remember, it's not my power. I am empowering people to find their own power, because if they understand what made them sick, what made them stuck, they can release it. When they can release it, the full power and potential comes back.
In these narratives, what are the most common triggers for these profound awakenings?
Common triggers are uh, letting go, letting go of the past. It means let go of grudges, let go of hate, let go of fear, let go of false beliefs about yourself, about the world, let go of the wounds that somebody did, for example, betrayal, abandonment, um, and just take a lesson. Just keep the lessons that you learned from the past and let everything else go. And then you start to notice that you are lighter and more connected with your intuition, and everything starts to make sense. So this is the most common transformation, letting go of the past.
Mr. Alex, as an author and healing soul journey spirit release, what are your short term and long term goals?
Well, short-term goals are continuing my sessions helping people. I work every day. I have only Mondays free, but whole week I am meeting with people. And long-term goals, I have a feeling that I would need to create some kind of school, some kind of academy to train people so the people can do what I am doing now, because there is a great need of more healers in the world. People are sick, people are lost, and they are programmed to reach for chemical solutions, but it's not enough. You know, you no matter how much medication you will take, if you don't let go of toxic emotions from within, it will not help you.
So good luck to your goals, Mr. Alex, and looking forward for more success. And what would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
Piece of advice would be to go within. Try to be have a time during your day in stillness and just ignore your mind and reach out to your intuition, to your higher self, and you will be surprised how much wisdom and power you have.
Thank you for that advice, Mr. Alex. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Well, so many, because I am avid reader, but one stands out. It's when I was young, about 18 years old, Bhagavad Gita, as it is, by Bhaktivedanta Swami. It's an ancient text from India about consciousness, about progress in life. It's spiritual book, but also a lot of material advice. Then the works of Dr. David Hawkins. Dr. David Hawkins was a psychotherapist, psychiatrist, and also spiritual teacher. And his books helped me a lot to help people make it more organized on his scale of consciousness or map of consciousness, what is happening with people. So these two stands out from all the hundreds that I read.
Thank you for the recommended books, Mr. Alex. And on writer's journey and personal impact, how did listening to and compiling these transformative stories change you personally or personally?
Well, it brought me a lot of satisfaction that I made it happen. And it says book one. So, I have a pile, like thousands of sessions of wisdom. And I will be continuing publishing further volumes. And and people that read the book, they also said that it helped them a lot, because there are not only stories, but at the end of every chapter you have a practical meditation or practice technique that you can apply, that were mentioned in the session by higher self or the beings of light. So you can also practice and evolve your consciousness by different techniques and exercises in the book.
What was the most surprising or unexpected commonality you found among these diverse journeys?
That everybody has higher self, everybody has spirit guides, everybody has a light team that supports you, no matter what you believe. This is the common thing. Also, that everything has a reason. It's not random, haphazard life. You chose your parents. You chose where you will be born. You chose what model of the body you will have. You chose what model of the mind you will have and what lesson you will learn. Everything is prescripted by you for your growth. It's all about lessons, growth, evolution of you, nothing else. While you are here, you can have fun, go for a vacation, have a nice meal, and so on. But the main thing why we have all these challenges, all these so called problems and conflicts is to learn how to solve them in the highest possible way, usually with unconditional love, not with anger, not with fear, not with guilt and shame. So, this is the most practical and useful for your listeners.
Thank you for that answer, Mr. Alex. So, what is the ultimate message of hope you want reader to take away from healing soul journeys?
That you have the power, you have the access to all wisdom. You just need to trust yourself, love yourself, and open up. And even if you don't have a healing session with me, you can evolve, you can go to the next level of your life, reach the full potential. Don't give power to other people. You have everything you need inside you.
How can reading about others' awakenings help catalyst or support our own?
Well, this is a first step. First step, you are reading about it and you integrate. If you accept it, then it becomes part of your worldview that it's possible to have awakening. It's possible to change the paradigm, how you see yourself and see the world. So after that, it's very important to seek practice, not only be a theoretical book mole, but actually put it into practice. So if you read something and you have this excitement inside you from higher self, this intuition resonance, you are so excited about some book that is, talking about awakening or higher consciousness, go with it. Go with it and find what you can do practically in your day, every day, to change, uplift, transform your consciousness. It will not happen just by reading.
Yes, indeed. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, Mr. Alex, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, my other podcast, because my Abstract Essay is already in fifth season, Abstract Poetry in second season, and my Book 101 review in fifth season too, Comedy 101 in second season, and my Food 101 in fifth season as well, Geography 101 in fourth season, and Law 101 in first season, as well as my Mental Health 101. Love Letters in fourth season, and Movie 101 review, and Music 101 in fourth season too, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Alex, why did you designate this as a book one? What can readers look forward to it in the future of this series?
In the future, I would choose the stories that are on the more advanced level of understanding. So somebody who read the book one and could integrate it and understand it, the book two will be about more difficult lives or more difficult lessons that my clients had. And then I am thinking about in later books also make chapters that are only about practice, that what we learned from higher self and the beings of light. If you have these symptoms, then what do you do? If you have these symptoms, what do you do? So it will be very practical guide.
A practical guide indeed. And Mr. Alex Martin B, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So can you please invite our listeners to support Healing Soul Journeys?
Thank you very much.
So where do people buy your book, Mr. Alex?
So in every country in the world on Amazon, you can buy my book. And it's in Kindle format and also in paperback.
Yes, people support Mr. Alex Martin B because if you support him for sure, more and more empowering series like this to come. So, Mr. Alex, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
More to come, people. See you soon.